Namaste everyone, and welcome to the class, whoever there is at the moment. I thought so. Okay, looks like people are having a or is it? One minute, there seems to be some problem logging in for others. So, yeah, I'll just start straight away while others try to log in. Namaste, Jai Shri Krishna, everyone. Hari Om. Looks like no one can join today. I'm just starting. While I'll see if others can now join. Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Pada Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Looks like people are having problem connecting. I also do not know why. Let me log out and log in again. And if whoever else is trying, let's try again. There seems to be an overlap somewhere. Let me share the link again. Wait. Yeah, sorry. 1 minute. Yeah, you couldn't and nobody can. I'm just reposting the Zoom link. There seems to be an overlap. So 2 minutes, please, everyone. I can't even ask anyone to chant. Maybe all of you can chant on your own. It'll take me a minute to see if the link works. If not, we'll do what best we can. Yeah, I've just posted the link again. Maybe you can try, whoever wants to try. There was probably an overlap somewhere of another meeting going on. So just check. Yeah, someone's been able to connect. Oh, yeah, people are able to connect. Okay, fine. Let's start. Sorry for all this, but technology not in our hands. Sometimes it has an intellect of its own. We can somehow have to figure a way out of it. So I'll share the screen again. Yeah, I'll chant today till everybody settles in. I'm chanting 34, 33 to 35 or 36. Let's see. Sat
Recording in progress.
Yeah. Sadrisham cheshtate swasyaha prakriterjnanavanapi prakritim yanti bhutani nigrahah kim karishyati indriyasyendriyasyarthe ragadveshau vyavasthitau tayornavashamagachet tau yasya paripanthinau shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharmat swanushthitat swadharme nidhanan shreyam swadharme nidhanan swadharme nidhanam shreyaha Paradharmo bhayavaha. Arjuna uvacha अथ केन प्रयुक्तोऽयं पापं चरति पूरुषः अनिच्छन्नपि वार्ष्णेय बलादेव नियोजितः. So we are seeing in verse 34, Krishna has said, know your own enemy to be your own Raga Dvesha. They are your real enemies. They are with whom you have to fight. What is seen outside, whenever we feel that there is an obstacle from outside, we feel there is some reason outside because of which I am disturbed, etc. Shastra holds the drishti that external world and environment is only triggering. It's a nimitta. It triggers what is already there within you, within us. What is within us? He clearly puts it to say there is a kind of a force, a force which is pushing from within as if propelling a person helplessly to act. This Raga Dvesh, Bhashyakar has said, it's Purva Janma Janmantara, Dharma Adharma acted upon, and what one has collected as impressions, sanskars, they are the ones seated within Balavat. Arjun's going to ask very in the next verse, 36th verse. Balavat. They kind of, as if someone who's sitting within us forces from within, Balavat, to do certain kind of activities and to move towards certain kind of preferences. Where is that Balavat coming from? How is that Bala formed? How is that strength within formed? How is that force generated, collected within? So, in this verse, we saw Krishna's main attention is to first help us identify where lies the real enemy. Who is it that we have to fight a war with? Is it the Kauravas outside? Is it the world outside? Is it the people outside? Is it the situations outside that are causing all these troubles? Where is the real fight? For which Krishna has pointed out this force that is generated, sanskar, bana kaise? Start from the fact that I am getting pulled towards something or the other. हम कर्म कर रहे हैं, ज़्यादा कोई सोचता नहीं है. On an average, whatever people find inclined towards, natural to them, they move towards that thinking that is the right thing to do. And invariably, it is our prakrit swabhav, which we have accumulated as we have seen. Starting from the cycle of karma, that arrow is showing how it is leading one to the other. Karma done creates adrishtam, especially here in the context we are talking of dharma, adharma, adrishta, punya, papam, which is the phalam. That phalam is within this cycle generated from a prakrit swabhav. Our prakrit swabhav has been collected because of our own past inclinations and actions. Where has that samskar come from? What is the source of that samskar? How did it form? Generally, we say कर्मों का संस्कार है. One is a sanskar ceremony, ritual that a Hindu goes through. But here, when we talk of samskar as deep impressions, sometimes people use the word vasanas. I prefer the English word impressions in this context to avoid confusion between what is a samskar. We are not referring to the samskar, 16 samskar, ya 32 samskar that a Hindu goes through in his lifespan, right from the birth till the death. Not not the karma ritual sanskar, but sanskar. Bhashyakar has mentioned this in previous bhashyams also somewhere. I think it was introduction of the Gita also. Samskar is formed because of ज्ञान. ज्ञान जो शास्त्र गुरु से प्राप्त हुआ है और wise elders guruvat means they are hold the position of being able to know satya, mithya, permanent, impermanent, right, wrong. They are able to discern this and are able to lend that guidance to others and it benefits them. That ज्ञान जो हम प्राप्त करते हैं by श्रवण, शास्त्र विहित, सॉरी नॉट विहित, शास्त्र में जो लिखा है वो जो ज्ञान है वहां पे, वो ज्ञान जब हम सुनते हैं एंड वी dwell on it, manan, nididhyasan, we try and make that knowledge our own and we identify with that knowledge. उस ज्ञान के साथ हम जुड़ते हैं, श्रद्धा बेस्ड वो ज्ञान हमारे चित्त में हमको ठहरता है, हम उससे तादात्म्य करते हैं, हम उससे एक हो जाते हैं, हमको वो ज्ञान सही लगता है and it becomes a samskar. I'm repeating again. A general idea is कर्मों का संस्कार है, but as we saw in the previous slide, कर्म का संस्कार is already in a prakrit state. प्रकृति में है वो, means जिस प्रकृति से हम अब पैदा हुए हैं, जिन गुणों से हम अब पैदा हुए हैं, जो अब हमारे स्वभाव है, जो हमें नेचुरली इंक्लाइन करता है सर्टन एक्टिविटीज की तरफ, सर्टन choices की तरफ. That cycle that we now identify with, where did it start from? Or what is its back? What is its support? आधार क्या है उसका? आया कहाँ से वो पुश हम में? आया कहाँ से वो बल हम में? Just a simple example to see the importance of this understanding. In a difficult situation, एक इंसान जिसकी, as we saw in 62 and 63 verse of chapter 2, if our ichha is getting a sense of competition from outside, इच्छा की पूर्ति होने के लिए हमें बाहर कुछ विघ्न दिख रहा होता है तो हमें गुस्सा आता है. कुछ को आता है, कुछ को नहीं आता. Some people get angry very, very quickly. Some people do not get angry, but they hold anger within and it remains for long. Some people get angry and they forget it fast. So different reactions we have all accumulated to a similar situation. That samskar kahan se hai? शास्त्र says जो ज्ञान से सुन के चित्त में बैठ गया, that knowledge comes up as smriti. Smriti means memory. It comes up in your memory as thoughts. The knowledge that we have today of right and wrong, good and bad, all of us have some knowledge of good and bad. You should not lie. When did we learn this lesson? We should not lie. I'm quite certain, as a general, as a child, before we were taught this, there was a conflict in us to escape certain गलत जो हमने किया होगा, डांट पड़ने वाली है, डर से तो एक झूठ निकला होगा. Then how our adults must have taught us what? You should not lie. There was an impulse for self-preservation, self-protection, and it was natural for us to take to certain natural inclinations which we saw pashuvat, which are very similar to what an animal would do. There'll be no difference between them and us at that point. If we leave ourselves to total prakrit swabhav. But if that is to be so, then where is the question of purusharth was the question we were addressing also. फिर तो सभी कुछ प्रकृति करेगी, सबके गुण अपने स्वभाव से ही चलेंगे, तो इसमें फिर इंसान अलग कैसे हुआ और प्राणियों से? Where lies the difference? Where is the importance of will? Where is the importance of an independent pursuit? Where is the importance of all that? So from ज्ञान, that संस्कार आपका जन्म जन्मांतर रहता है. That's why certain children, the minute they hear Vedic chanting, they hear the Vedic prayers, they hear a religious environment, there are children who start crying also when they listen to certain kind of a bhajan. वो रोने ही लगते हैं. बच्चे हैं, अभी तो उन्हें अपना खुद का भी इतना individuality नहीं है. They may be 1 year, 2 year olds, but something moves them. They see some people, certain people, and they get pulled towards them. There are some children who will get pulled away from such people. संस्कार आपका, जब आपकी बुद्धि अभी पूरी विकसित नहीं है, तो आप पूर्व जन्म से जो संस्कार लेके चल रहे हो, वो संस्कार आपके स्मृति में आते हैं, आपकी मेमोरी में आते हैं. That is your knowledge. That knowledge is what is propelling us, is what is guiding us, the force of action. Now, this is where Krishna is saying, you can change it. Where can you change it? If it was only supposed to be just plain simple Raga Dvesh, that Raga Dvesh, संस्कार, प्रकृति, अगर ज्ञान वश में नहीं है, ज्ञान से हमने उसको मिनिमाइज नहीं की, डाइल्यूट नहीं की, वो राग द्वेष प्रकृति का फोर्स बन के आज उमड़ती है. how the floods are today. You break the barriers and there is no control over it after that. So some people's greed has no control, some people's jealousy has no control. They'll take to wrong actions which harm others, which destroy others. It will be very natural for them to do because there is no control there. Krishna said here, ये जो आपके अंदर संस्कार बैठे हैं, जो आपको कर्मों में डाल रहे हैं, ये पूर्व चित्त, पूर्व ग्रहण, पूर्व जन्म में इकट्ठे किए हुए संचित, नॉट जस्ट कर्म फल भोगने के लिए, बट जो आपने ज्ञान भी संचित किया है, वो ज्ञान जो आपके संस्कार में है, वो जैसे जैसे सिचुएशंस आती है, they come up as memory. And that memory can help you to control your own rag and dvesh, which are today maybe prakriti vash. They may have gained a lot of force. So, what is rag? Once again, to revise, इष्ट वस्तु को देख के कामना, वो मेरे को प्रिय है, वो मुझे अच्छी है, उसमें मुझे सुख है, वो मुझे आनंद देगा, ऐसी जो वृत्ति चलती है किसी चीज को या किसी किसी इंसान को देखकर, वो जो पाने की इच्छा आती है, that कामना there, desire is a good word, that desire there, that you have to experience that इंद्रिय इंद्रियों के वश में ऑब्जेक्ट्स को व्यवस्थित है, मीन्स according to your own samskars and gyan, if you have not neutralized the prakrit swabhav, and why will you not neutralize? Once again, the importance throughout you will find Shastra will give us this importance. Why is Shastra Vidya so necessary? To such an extent that when our teachers that I have heard from, and sometimes you would wonder, there are some people who are just not inclined for this knowledge, and the teacher would never say anything to them. कि मत आओ या मत करो मत क्यों कर तो I would all मतलब we many of us had this question, why are they not told to not, on one hand we are told that don't disturb their minds, on the other hand the teacher doesn't even tell them that what is right and what is wrong, what is to be done, what is not, he just leaves she leaves them as they are, अपने अपने स्वभाव को बिना कोई रोक टोक के धीरे धीरे बदलते रहेंगे अपना स्वभाव. मन में प्रश्न आता था, हाउ इज इट पॉसिबल, व्हाट इज द रोल ऑफ अ गुरु देन? अगर अपने आप ही सब वो लोग अपने करेंगे तो क्या है वो रोल, वेयर इज दैट रोल देयर देन? From here they realize their standpoint is, the standpoint of those teachers who take that kind of a stand is that धीरे धीरे जब सुनते भी रहेंगे, even if they understand nothing today, even if they absolutely do not associate with what they are hearing and what they understand, but they just have some sort of a call it either a tamasic element that they can just sit through the classes, or you call them some sort of a punyam that they will continue to sit in the, they can sit and have peace there. There were a few people which will, you feel peaceful after a class, that's it, because it's talking about your nature, it is talking about you, who you are. So for those few moments the intellect gets very clear, especially when the topic of atma comes. आत्मा प्रकरणम जब भी टच होता है, एक इंसान के अंदर एक शांति आ जाती है, एक इंसान के अंदर एक ठहराव आ जाता है, उतनी देर के लिए ही सही जितनी देर वो क्लास, वो सेशन, वो आत्मा का प्रकरणम, गीता का, उपनिषद का, कोई भी, as long as that was going on, you find a connection there. संस्कार बैठता है, means today they may not know, doesn't matter, according to it, the parampara, anybody who comes is allowed to come. Why? Because धीरे धीरे they will get the samskar, and that samskar at some point becomes a smriti, and once it comes as a smriti, smriti means memory, आपके memory में आ जाती है, which means I have an impulse inside to lie, but if I have had the gyan given by my acharya, by my guru, given by shastra, lying is wrong for you, not for the other person. आपके लिए वो गलत है, और मैं बोलते बोलते मेरी स्मृति जाग गई, मेरे को याद आ गया, the thought fructified, manifested, no, they said lying is not good for me. What will work now? The minute I say lying is not, मेरे ही अंदर है, I was about to lie because there was self-preservation. I don't want to be scolded. I don't want to be beaten. I made a mistake. I know I made a mistake, but I don't want to reveal that I made a mistake so that the other person can scold me. So I will say, did a child, if a mother says or a father says, did you pick up the pen from there? Or did you break it? Or, all that at childhood stage, what all the child's instinct is, no, no, no. You should see that it's beautiful to notice their expressions also. No, when they know that they've done something wrong, that no is very different from when you don't want, you know what you don't want in the right sense and you say no. वो no का expression भी अलग होता है. Now that no that comes from within you, towards that yes that was coming within you. I want to lie. प्रकृति स्वभाव है, मेरा गुण है. I want to preserve myself. I'm about to lie to prevent that danda, sukha prapti, dukha nivritti. उस दुख को मेरे को avoid करने के लिए I don't want to get a scolding. I want to take an easy way out. I will just, who will know? I will just lie. But inside, if I have already had the gyan before, I have been taught. That is why that Janeu ceremony, or when children went to the Gurukulam, learning in our culture is very different from learning anywhere else. To us, learning is actually Saraswati Mata. Learning is a very highest pursuit. अगर किसी को ज्ञान का और उसका association means, as Shastra says, from that explanation of the knowledge that Shastra is talking, you have someone who can explain it to that benefactor. If you have in life, if anybody has got exposed to that benefactor, that gyan works when the time comes for that impulse to rise. वो राग द्वेष उठता है जब, तब उसको सिर्फ आपका ज्ञान काट सकता है. That gyan comes up as a knowledge, comes up as a thought, and what only thing that you would need at that time is, can anybody say what would you need at that time? Knowledge आपको आ जाए, आपको पहले आ चुकी है, आप सुन चुके हो, आप समझ चुके हो, अब रोज तो जरूरत पड़ती नहीं है, you should not lie, but at a certain situation I am immediately about and lie, but instantly that knowledge fructifies. I should not lie. They said I should not lie. Now, what is needed at that time? Anyone?
Follow the knowledge.
To follow
The
the
strength to follow the knowledge too.
yeah strength.
And Shraddha maybe is Shraddha because you know that even if you can't see it today, it will have a repercussion if you lie.
Correct. How will you have Shraddha in this? How do you associate Shraddha with this?
What? Is that Purusharth you need at that time?
For Purusharth, immediately just before that. Shraddha, let me stick to first point, Shraddha.
Okay.
What is Shraddha actually making us do?
It makes you believe in the knowledge. It makes you believe the fact that whatever you are gaining is one cannot be valued, and secondly, it will take you to the right path. It will take you to Chitta Shuddhi and to Moksha. So
yes. So that Shraddha is actually in that Vakyam, in that process, even though your own instinct is taking you, your own Prakriti is taking you elsewhere. But what is preventing you from flowing in that direction? First level, Shraddha. It is preventing you from flowing over there, allowing it. Next is, yes, Purusharth. But before, just before that, Shraddha to hai, chalo. Lekin, what is that which is really, in a very commonsensical way, what is required for me? No doubt in the fact that
Vivek Shakti?
Vivek Shakti, very good. Vivek Shakti, in other words, alertness. Here, Vivek Shakti is in the common sense language, alertness. I have to have an alertness of what I am falling a prey to as my weakness. मेरी weakness का भी मुझे alertness होना चाहिए. That I have a tendency to lie. मेरे को natural हो जाता है lie करना. If I have this alertness that I am about to lie, and I have Shraddha in the Vakya, that is a counter to lie. It's का प्रतिपक्ष है वो. We seeing it in Braj Govindam also, how it cuts it. ये प्रतिपक्ष है. पक्ष क्या है? Immediate, instant reaction that comes out from us without thinking. But if I have to change anything in me, and here Krishna says you have all the power to change. Tayoho na vasham agachet. Do not come under their strength. Do not come under their force. They have a force. We saw in the previous verse. Recognize first. बलवत है, बहुत स्ट्रांग है. राग द्वेष बहुत संस्कार के रूप में बैठे हैं. That is why likes and dislikes, if you translate it, they are more superficial. They are by preferences. They are already in the manifest stage. But raga dvesh are not manifest till an occasion arises. It's just exactly like when you become a new parent. All who have become a new parent would understand this. Very new. Later on it changes, but very new. When you are a new parent, there is a sudden uday. Uday means there was a sudden manifestation of emotions that you never had before. You never experienced them before. You just didn't know you had them. And in the minute you know that you're going to be a new parent, or you have just become a new parent, and the first time you hold your own child in your hands, or you hold your grandchild or whoever, there is a manifestation of a certain kind of an emotion that comes up. ये कहाँ था पहले? Where was that emotion? Unmanifest. It was there, but it didn't need a trigger. It didn't have a trigger. It didn't need any occasion to manifest. Magar the minute that rishta came, the sense and the object had one connection. The minute that connection formed between the senses and the object, the raga dvesh erupted. In this example, obviously it's rag. Mamatvam juda hua. That raga dvesh is there as a samskar. Baitha hai andar. That's why suddenly people say, I got a bout of jealousy. I suddenly became angry. I don't know why I became angry. Those emotions are universal. ऐसा नहीं है कि एंगर सब में नहीं है. Every prani has kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. Very, very fascinating. In my early stages of reflection, I have found this so fascinating. For days, I would find it fascinating. I just couldn't get over the fact that how much commonness everybody holds. Where is the individuality? I was struggling to understand where is the individuality, because everything is so common between everybody. Just because my physical features are different from another, does that make me an individual? They are body features. What makes you an individual? What is your uniqueness? What is this today's word called? What is your USP? What is your USP? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, everyone has. Kama is desire. Lobha is greed. Kama, Krodha is anger. Lobha, Moha, confusion, delusion, attachments. Mada, Matsarya, arrogance, and jealousy. They don't erupt every day, every time, every moment. We are not living with all of them all the time. But they erupt at certain situations, at certain points in life, certain stages in life, contact between the object. When that raga dvesh is there, so far so good, everybody. I'm moving on to a slightly different point. Any questions so far?
दीप्ति जी, क्या संस्कार को काटता है?
What do you mean by संस्कार को काटता है?
So by that I mean कि जब आप chant करते हो, right? When you you get involved in other activities which are more spiritual, or which are prescribed by Vedas. So does the sanskar of that cut these like the negative, impulses wanting to react or get angry, all of those.
What do you think? What
I
do
mean,
you
maybe the knowledge would come at that time. I mean, does it depend on, like, if, I mean, what I mean is, at that point in time, the knowledge needs to come to you.
Yeah. So in short, yes, of course. संस्कार संस्कार को काटता है से कहने से आप जिस वो कहना थोड़ा बेटर वे टू पुट इट वुड बी जिस संस्कार को आप स्ट्रेंथन करोगे वो संस्कार आपके साथ रहेगा. So all these spiritual religious activities, supposing you're doing parayanam or japa, वो संस्कार आपका strengthen हो जाएगा. And that will lead you. And जो संस्कार आपके काम क्रोध लोभ मोह के हैं वो अपने आप वीकन हो जाएंगे क्योंकि जो stronger संस्कार will guide you, force you towards its own object. So if your sanskar is formed by all this, so sanskar will have a counter, yes, through the right practice. That is why otherwise what is the use of Shastra Vidya was the question we had addressed. अगर सब बलवत होंगे by प्रकृति तो शास्त्र विद्या की जरूरत क्या है? इसलिए जरूरत है शास्त्र विद्या की एक तो विद्या का संस्कार आपकी स्मृति में आपके राग द्वेष को रोकने के लिए उसको कमजोर करने के लिए उसको वीकन करने के लिए so that you can be freed of the force of that raga dvesh and have a force which is taking you towards your peace, generalizing it to say. So आप उसके वश में नहीं आते. Okay?
धन्यवाद.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question, Deepti ji?
जी.
So when you said Kam, Krodh, all that is common to every human being.
Mhm.
So what makes them different? Is there Vivek Shakti and Purusharth make them different?
Yes,
That's what makes them.
absolutely.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
How much has each one, how much does each one succumb to them and how much is someone not succumbing to them? And that's what Krishna is telling through Gita, telling everyone, don't succumb to them. Everyone has it. Otherwise, तो ये सिर्फ अर्जुन के लिए हो जाता ना. इंद्रियस्य
Yes.
इंद्रियस्यार्थे राग द्वेष व्यवस्थयो न वशमागच्छेत्. Do not come under their influence, O Arjuna, he should have said. Because only Arjuna seems to be asking and only Arjuna needs the guidance at that point. No, but that is said to all of us. Do not come under their influence. And not only not come under their influence, very soon he is going to tell us, therefore, what do? How will he connect it to Karam Yoga?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yes. I think you would have got your answer, Bhavna. Because by doing the counters, you will weaken them. And counters is in the form of the pursuit of the knowledge-based activity. So here we are seeing what all. The first thing, Raga Dvesh can be controlled. In a Prakrit state, without any input from our Purusharth, they have a force and they lash out as per their own path that is generated by their own previous things. In other words, I like a certain kind of ice cream flavor, you like a certain kind of ice cream flavor. We have fed this within ourselves. Our tongues have taken to a particular kind of a flavor because of whatever our natures are. We gravitate as our Shastra is so vast. Even our food preferences are inferred from, they can infer our gunas to some extent. We are gravitating based on whatever our likes and dislikes we have manifested with. These likes and dislikes are not an issue. They are not so much of a botheration. I can have a chocolate flavor, you can have a butterscotch flavor. That they don't obstruct our Vivek Shakti. But what is obstructing the Vivek Shakti? What is obstructing? He says they are your paripanthi now. Very important. I mean, this verse is like very clearly demarcating where Purusharth comes in a person's life. क्या हमारे बस में है और क्या हमारे बस में नहीं है, क्या हम ईश्वर पे छोड़ देते हैं और क्या हम ईश्वर पे नहीं छोड़ते, क्योंकि ये अब हमारा काम है, ईश्वर भी कुछ नहीं कर सकता वहां पे. That clarity, where am I supposed to be executing my purusharth and where I should just leave things to nature, to Ishvara. I should not resist what's happening. I should just flow with it, just be with it because there's nothing I can do at this stage. How do you get that fine line of choice made? He says, know that these Raga Dvesh, that Purusharth is possible, is that fine line. Know that this Raga Dvesh is your enemy. Paripanthi. No. Panthi, as I said, मार्ग पे चलने वाला. यहाँ पे कौन से मार्ग पे चलने वाले हैं हम सब? What is the word used here? What did Arjun ask? What did he want? One word.
Swadharma.
No, before that, right, to some extent. But what did he ask for in the first chapter?
He wanted Shreyas.
Shreyas. Very good. Very good. He wanted Shreyas. हम कौन से मार्ग पे चलने की इच्छा रख रहे हैं? हम गीता के क्यों विद्यार्थी हैं? हम क्यों ये वेदांत पढ़ना चाह रहे हैं? हम क्यों धर्म का ज्ञान लेना चाहते हैं? हम क्यों पुरुषार्थ करते हैं कि हम कुछ सुने जिससे हमें कुछ ज्ञान हो? क्यों हम ये सब करते हैं? क्योंकि हम श्रेयस के इच्छुक हैं. We want Shreyas in our life. We want to be on the path of Shreyas. If you're already on Shreyas, we want to remain on the path of Shreyas because we understand prayers is not what is beneficial for us. So, Shreyas के मार्ग पे चलने वालों के लिए परिपंथी now means they will rob you away from all those things that keep you on the path of Shreyas. What keeps you on the path of Shreyas? Your own अंतकरण शुद्धि. Shama, Dama, Adi, Shataka, जो आपने अभी तक कमाया है, your own साधना संपत्ति आपने जो इकट्ठी की है, अपने साधना की जो आपने संपत्ति इकट्ठी की है, राग द्वेष उसको रॉब करके ले जाएंगे. Why are they called as परिपंथी? Means just as highway dacoits, just as on the sea, who are they called? Those who rob on the
Sea pirates.
Pirates. Just as pirates, you have pirates, you have dacoits on the way. These are the ones. Raga Dvesh are your pirates. Raga Dvesh are your dacoits. They will rob you away of your sadhan ki sampatti. Very important. It's like a law. There's so much gehrai in this verse कि कभी-कभी you get stunned at the level of knowledge that this verse is unfolding. Every word has so much knowledge in it. You can write pages and pages you can go on classes and classes for every word over here. It's like you started from here and it goes on opening. Every word can open and touch where can touch straight your gati from prakrit state to atma vidya. पूरा मार्ग कैन बी रिवील्ड. क्यों? बिकॉज आप अपनी साधना जो भी कर रहे हो, श्रेयस के लिए कर रहे हो. इवन नॉर्मल, you may not do religious actions, but you could be living a righteous life fairly. You could be living a fairly dharmic life. You could be following certain values in life, and they are endowing you with certain peace. They are your sampatti. You're collecting it just as you collect your karmas. You're collecting this sampatti. Sadhana की एक संपत्ति होती है, वो इकट्ठी हो रही होती है जब श्रेयस का मार्ग इच्छुक श्रेयस के मार्ग पे चलते चलते साधना कर रहा है, वो साधन को वो रॉब कर जाता है. दैट संपत्ति इज टेकन अवे, विच मीन्स all your purusharth, raga dvesh, if it is left uncontrolled, will keep you in which cycle?
Samsara.
Samsar. Opposite of Shreyas? What is opposite of Shreyas?
Prayers.
Prayers. It will keep you in prayers. And what is the cycle of prayers? Instant pleasure, instant gratification, instant joy. अभी मुझे आनंद मिल जाए, कल किसने देखा, कल की कल देखेंगे. अभी मुझे नॉट कि मुझे अभी कुछ करना चाहिए वो मैं करूं. देयर आर टू डिफरेंट स्टेट्स ऑफ माइंड. एक इंसान कहेगा आज मुझे जो करना चाहिए लेट मी डू, irrespective of anything. What should I be doing today? Let me stick to doing that. Who is that person?
जो इस मार्ग पे चलना चाहता है.
करेक्ट. जो इस मार्ग पे चलना चाह रहा है वो अपने राग द्वेष को हटा के कहेगा मुझे जो करना है वो करना चाहिए. किसको हटा के कह रहा है? वो राग द्वेष को हटा के कह रहा है. अंदर से उसका मन भी करता है नहीं करना मुझको, लेकिन वो फिर भी उसको हटा के कहता है आज मुझे जो करना चाहिए, लेट मी डू दैट, लेट मी लीव इट टू ईश्वर आफ्टर दैट, दिस इज द बेस्ट आई कैन डू, लेट मी ऑफर दिस. इससे ज़्यादा I don't understand what more I can do today. I'm doing this and I'm leaving it to Ishvara's nature's will. If you don't like the Ishvara word, keep it as nature's will. But have the bhav that you are a part of the whole thing. You are not the entire jivatvam. You are not the individual. Therefore, do not be do not have this, do not yield in without offering a resistance to your raga dvesh, because raga dvesh will remove away your entire sampatti gradually. Sometimes may not be ek do bari mein, but whatever you've acquired over janma janmantar, आप जिस बुद्धि से जागे हो इस जन्म में, if you have had inclinations for this knowledge or for this mark, there is some collection you have had from the past. That's why you gravitate to this field of life. If you do not stick to this field of life, if you do not control the raga dvesh, dhire 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 the prakrits of bhav takes over, raga dvesh takes over, because they will rob you away of your own acquired sampatti. Therefore, what has Krishna said so far? Look at the level of corrections he does. In one of the verses, if you can look back and tell me which verse it is, that would be great. First thing he says is, do not give in to akarma. Resist akarma. Resist your desire not to do anything. Because even Sharir Yatra cannot be maintained if you do not do anything. You have to keep doing something. That was his first thing. Akaram se karam ki taraf aao. What verse was that? Your homework.
26, I think.
Akarma. No.
Oh, sorry. 26 is don't disturb people who are.
It's in chapter 2, I think. I'm trying to figure it.
Here also. We'll look for it. I'll also can't remember straight away at this point. Akarmani yah karm. 8th verse. Karma, but that was higher. But a place where he completely says, just before that must be then. Akarmani yak pashyet. Here only. Niyatam kuru. Yeah, correct. 8th verse. Niyatam kuru karmatvam karma jayo hi akarmanaha. Right, thank you. Verse 8. Yeah. Greater than a karma is doing your karma. Niyatam karma. That is his first correction. अकर्म में मत बैठो, उससे सुपीरियर है कर्म करो. फिर कर्म कौन से करो? कर्म के भी यू हैव सेपरेट भाग, विभाग, 2 विभाग है. व्हाट इज द 2 पार्ट्स ऑफ इट? धर्म, अधर्म. सो अकर्म मत करो, कर्म करो. नियतम कुरु कर्मत्वम मीन्स धर्म कर्म करो, अपने अपने धर्मों के हिसाब से कर्म करो, अधर्म मत करो. सो धर्म करो, अधर्म मत करो. Now dharam में भी there is 2 division. What is that 2 division is now what he is going to say. धर्म में भी अपने स्वधर्म करो, परधर्म मत करो. अपने स्वधर्म means आपका जो अपना धर्म है वो even if it has flaws, even if it has viguna. Viguna means what is Kshatriya's dharma? What is Arjun's dharma? What is his conflict really speaking? He has to do, he knows he wants to do his dharma. He has no confusion about one, means at that initially he had no confusion about wanting to do it. करना चाह रहा था वो अपना धर्म, लेकिन उस धर्म में एक विगुण है. विगुण मीन्स देयर इज अ फ्लॉ इन इट. उस गुण का ऑपोजिट इज विगुण. Good means
He had to
glorification.
fight his gurus.
He had to fight his, the vigun of Kshatriya dharma is he has to kill. And in killing also, he has to kill his own people who has brought them up, to whom he should actually, he has reverence for whom he has, it's not just attachment, it's a normal expectation to have abhar. They have supported him. Because of their presence, Arjun is who he is. He's been taught by Bhishmas and Dronas and played with them, etc. Now, उसके धर्म पालन करने में क्या है? एक विगुण है. What is that vigun? In his case, the vigun is that he has to kill. He has his own people to kill. In the same way, supposing somebody is a doctor, a surgeon, उसके धर्म में, what is his धर्म as a surgeon? Correct. Action in accordance to. So what is his dharam as a surgeon? Sorry?
Do the best for your patient.
Do the best for your patient. Correct. You have to cut. You have to do your best. You have to cut you have to put him to sleep. Anesthesia देना पड़ेगा पहले तो. You have to cut the person. उसका विगुण क्या है? He has to. What is a vigun in a surgeon's dharma?
Cause pain.
Can't hear you clearly.
He will cause pain.
He has to cause pain, yes. May have to remove, okay, amputate, etc. That's rarely. He has, okay. For a surgeon, what is it? Everything's not in his control. His vigun is his cutting can rupture an important artery. It can rupture an important nerve. It may lead to bleeding and death. It can do anything. No surgery is going to be 100% successful. No surgeon can have 100% success rate. Vigun hai. What is a housewife's dharma? Yes, death of a patient can come. What is a housewife? Generalizing it. Or a house, doesn't matter the gender, please. What is the role of a person who cooks? Let's put it this way. Whoever is cooking, uska dharma kya hai?
cook
To
with the
cook
best.
tasty, clean food.
हाँ
Best food.
और उसमें विगुण क्या है?
जब ठीक नहीं बनता है किसी दिन,
नो, उसका विगुण क्या है? वो तो फिर राग द्वेष की बात हो जाएगी. विगुण क्या है? What is a vigun for one who cooks? Sorry?
Not using the right ingredients. Cooking
No,
something that
no, not no fuel, not using the no, none of this, not provide. That's not the vigun. Not providing nourishing food is not. No, burn is
Best
not.
intention.
Hanji?
Best intent. Not cooking with the best.
That's not the. Then you haven't understood the word vigun. Go back to Arjun's example to understand what is a vigun in his dharma. In his dharma, the vigun is to kill. Now I'm saying if someone is cooking a food, what is no, not expecting, and that's not the vigun. That is our own. Very good, Dipali.
Need not to do.
Yes, correct, Shalini. Those 5 that we did before, Kandanam, Peshanam, when you're cutting or brooming or doing any of the household activities, the vigun there is you are killing insects. Jiva Hinsa happens despite your not doing. If you have termite, what will you do? Your bookshelf has got termite. What will you do? Anti termite. What are you doing? Protecting your books. But what has happened? Vigun hai. This is very important to understand. Then we'll come back to understanding if somebody is still not clear what is it to find your dharma. स्वधर्म विगुण होने के बावजूद आपके स्वधर्म में कोई विगुण हो, even then it is shreyan, it is shreyas, it is better. Shreyan means to what? Paradharmat swa anushtitat, following someone else's dharma. You're doing that without any problems. Doing somebody else's dharma because it looks attractive or because it looks to be easy to do, just as without Arjun's example, it's difficult. Just as in Arjun's case, his swadharam में एक विगुण है और उसके परधर्म में वो विगुण नहीं है. उसका परधर्म क्या है? Clarify what, Mona? हाँ, correct. If you can specify what you want me to clarify further, Mona. Sannyasi बन जाए. That looks to be very attractive. उसको लगता है अब he doesn't have to kill. He'll be avoiding the vigun of his own dharma. So he's taking to that what seems to be a sannyas. Yeah. He's taking to that what seems to be an easier option with less klesh, with less vigun. अगर ऐसा कोई ऑप्शन दिख रहा है लेकिन वो आपके धर्म में नहीं है, even then अपना धर्म विगुण होने के बावजूद you stick to your own dharma. Swadharme, to what extent should you stick to it? What should be your negotiation? What should be the compromising factor? According to Bhagavad Gita, swadharme, swadharam nidhanam, even if you die, following your swadharma, even if you're getting killed, following your swadharma, it is shreya, it is shreyas, compared to paradharma bhayavaha, compared to paradharma, which causes fear, which is the source of fear. And I think we touched upon fear. We'll retouch upon them again. Why fear? Is that okay? I'm still not sure what you want me to clarify. I'll just repeat what I think you would want me to clarify. Everybody has a particular dharma which we identify with. What are the two ways? I'm repeating. How do you identify your swadharma? In today's world, no, let me rephrase. According to Vedic Shastra, Varna and Ashram were the identifiers of one's swadharma. But if there has been so first step would be wherever you're born, if you're born in a particular environment, that birth of yours can give you a certain inclinational inference that I could be having these gunas looking around me, identifying with my uh, family and the friends I tend to gravitate towards. Identifying my own small dunya that I have, I may be able to figure out where my inclinations lie. That is one way. Supposing you say no, how can it be possible? Because of a lot of intercaste and multiracial life now that we are all into society, then very likely you will be gravitating towards one of the side of the parents. If you've had an interracial marriage, you could be gravitating towards one of your parents' side. That may give you a little idea what is your gunas. So you may have completely different siblings in a family. One sibling could be completely different gunas, maybe kshatriya. Another sibling could be completely uh, brahmin or a vaishya. Any of the combinations is because there is now the intermixture of genetic material, let me put it, whatever you call it, has happened. So, one way is to know from where you are. Second is to know it from your own tendencies, as I said, where they move, your own roles in life. They are very easy to identify. If I find myself as a wife, as a mother, as whatever my roles I'm playing out, in sister, whatever, teacher, student, whatever roles I find, I can do what is to be done in them. Because as we've said in one of the classes before, what is not important is what you do. It is not important. How you do it is defining whether it makes it a karma yoga or not. So whatever karmas one is doing, one can continue to do them. So those swadharmas that are your own duties to be done, those duties, even if they have a vigun, a flaw in them, like very good example would be, suddenly it occurs to me, as a mother, when you have growing children, just when they're about to come to teens or before that, now there's certain times a mother has to take very strong harsh stand. Everybody agrees with me? Anybody disagrees? Sometimes you have to take a strong stand. Fathers also have to take a strong, well, it's irrespective mother or father, but you have to take a very strong stand. Now ये विगुण है. As a mother, your mind is completely, uh, what is it? Your mind is crying from within. You're scolding the child, you're pulling up the child, you're crying, but you're still doing what you're supposed to do. Vigun hai wo. Means there will be some sort of a flaw. Every time there's a confusion, let's come back to Arjuna as an example, because Bhagwan has picked up the best example for us to help us get clearer and clearer. His vigun is killing. Clear case. His vigun is no confusion there. So okay, I'll come to that question. So even if it has a vigun, doing your swadharma, even if it is bringing to the extreme point where you may die in performance of your swadharma, that is better than doing someone else's dharma. I hope it's clear, Mona. Every dharma will have vigun. So how do we fight the fear of vigun? Good question. Fear of vigun is what is confusion in one's duty. Like I said, the example of mother or father. When you know that you have to scold your child for the benefit of the child, you don't want to scold the child, but you have to take a behavior correction at the right time. You are being very, very firm and stern. Vigun hai ye. But should you, out of the fear of that tomorrow your child will think, oh, my parents, my mother or my father is so harsh, so bad, so this, out of your own attachment, if you stop yourself from doing what is good and allow your emotion to play out, thinking that it's my attachment and it's good for the child, maybe he'll understand, she'll understand tomorrow apne aap se, etc. If you just let it pass. Now, both examples you can see. Without the fear of the vigun, doing what you have to do is called following swadharma. But if you've given it to vigun, you will stray away from your swadharma. And that is exactly what was Arjuna's condition. He was straying away from swadharma because of the fear of vigun, because of the fear of killing. That is exactly why Bhagavad Gita has come in our life. He wanted to take paradharma. So if you, out of the fear of vigun, avoid doing what you're supposed to do, you will do paradharma, is the point. And that will be actually bhayavaha. The consequences of it will be grave. Okay? Is it clear, everyone? Anything I have left? Right. Is it clear? Somebody needs to tell me, otherwise I'll go on repeating.
Kshitiji, awesome class. Absolutely, it was very nice.
Great. So clear. Very good. So I think we'll end the class here today. We'll come back tomorrow to great, to continue with the Bhashyam portions. There's so much intricacies. See, what I'm trying to do is I'm modifying the method a little bit. Along with, so far I have always tried to stick to giving as per the book, leaving it to the people to digest it. What I'm trying to now see, I don't know how much I will be able to, but I'll try. Do the book, read the sentences, understand the text, and then also bring it to digest. So let's do both of them. It may take a little more longer, but it will be more surer because the verses will get internalized. That's the idea, that we should internalize the verses. Okay, so I'll just end the class here. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhave. Om Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayantam न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः को ब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Recording
धन्यवाद
stopped.
दीप्ति जी.
धन्यवाद everyone.
Thank you,
Did
Deepti ji.
the
Hari
class
Om.
will be the same
Sorry,
Sunday one
sorry.
link? The link.
Actually, no, the link that was given previously, both the links remain the same. What I think had happened today was there was an alternative at 5 o'clock. Also, there was a meeting that was probably put up by